Well, our friends at the Rothenberg Law Firm, injurylawyer.com, you know that they presented our Tu B'Shvat special this past Monday. And, of course, as is the annual tradition, they will be presenting our Kosher Halftime Show this Sunday, which drops during the first half of the game. It'll be a conversation with Yaakov Shweki, very simple Kosher Halftime Show. A conversation with Yaakov Shweki, but I believe we touched on topics that only could be discussed on Super Bowl Sunday. You'll let me know if you agree with that or not. Also, Ross knows something. Ross Rothenberg is with us live via telephone. Ross knows something about defeating the New England Patriots. It's something that his team has done. Maybe Seattle has reached out to Ross to ask what the secret is to make sure that New England doesn't get another Vince Lombardi trophy. But as we pointed out the other day, there might be one and only one good reason to root for New England. Ross Rothenberg, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Good morning, Nachum. It is always great to be on talking to you, especially right before the Super Bowl.
I appreciate that.
Good to be back.
So, I mean, obviously there's got to be a letdown. Your team, the Philadelphia Eagles, decided to exit the playoff scenario earlier than you would have preferred. But, I mean, with the fact that your team has had such great success recently, is it comforting? Is that comforting, when they get eliminated early on?
No, I'm not sure if you want to stick a knife in, as we start the interview, but there are more important things in life than sports. Okay, let's move on. It happens. We won our championship. I think the best part, like you touched on, is if New England wins, nobody wants them to win, but I guess we'll be happy for Robert Kraft for what he's doing.
There you go.
The commercial that he put together. So there is some solace in that. And look, the fact of the matter is, it's a great story here. The Sam Darnold is a great, if you're a New York sports fan, it's got to kill you, but it's a great, the guy was thrown to 4 different places, had one of the best seasons in NFL history last year. The team didn't want him, that was in Minnesota. They shipped him out or he went and signed with Seattle. And next thing you know, I think he's going to win a Super Bowl. So there's some good lessons in that.
Was it Ross Rothenberg who half a minute ago was accusing me of starting the interview on a very sensitive and sharp point, and he goes ahead now and directs this whole Sam Darnold scenario to a Jet fan? Is that what Ross Rothenberg just did live via telephone? By the way, Ross.
Read it any way you want. I would never do such a thing.
Read it any way you want. By the way, Ross, Darnold might be calling you because you guys have had some success against New England. He may want to know, and the Seattle team may want to know what the secret is to take New England to task and to actually leave with a victory. What would you tell them if they contacted you today?
They have not reached out yet. Whatever I would tell them, obviously, I would not say it on air. Come on, Malcolm. You know me better than that.
Well, we'll see what happens. Should be an interesting game, I hope, because most of the country couldn't care less about it. But maybe by Sunday, in fact, it will turn interesting. Ross Rothenberg is with us live via telephone. By the way, someone asked me this question yesterday, so don't blame me for asking you. But obviously, you and your family and your staff and your team are experts when it comes to the law. And when it comes to, all these different episodes that people unfortunately get themselves into, and unfortunately causes people a lot of pain. So someone asked me yesterday if this weather that we have been suffering from, yes, I'm gonna use that word, that especially at my age and my inability to walk straight, it's impossible out there. Is this weather increasing the number of calls you're getting because it's just been impossible for the authorities in New York and New Jersey to clear this snow the way they should?
Unfortunately for people that are, have been injured, but yes, our calls have gone up considerably. And what I could just tell people is, slow down if you're driving. Slow down. Leave 10 minutes earlier. I'm out here in Bergen County. The streets, although they're shoveled, you've got snow pushed out into the streets. You make a right turn or a left turn, you can barely see the corner. Some streets you can only go, they're two-way streets, but you can only have room for one car. Slow down.
And again, you're a legal expert. Is it really unclear, even to the legal experts, who's responsible for shoveling? Because if someone does, God forbid, slip and fall, and, who knows how that changes their life, whatever injury it is. I don't know. Depending, I guess, on where it happens, you have to start discerning. Is it the city? Is it the state? Is it the homeowner? Is it the store owner? Am I right that just that can be really tedious, trying to figure out who's responsible?
Well, the recommendation in that situation would be, if there really is an injury, call us. Or call somebody and let the experts do their thing. You call the doctor. You call the doctor. You need a surgery. Something like this. Yes, it is not one called tedious, but it is difficult. There's to discern who's responsible.
Right.
It is somewhat difficult, but you also have certain notices you have required to file within, like you said, but for the government entity, you have to file within a certain time frame. So yes, it is. It is something that you have to hire the experts to do. But that being said, is if you have a commercial building and you have a coffee shop and you're expecting people there in the morning, you got to make sure that it's shoveled. You got to make sure that you salted the night before, that it didn't melt that night, and you're expecting patrons to come to your place. Make sure it's shoveled again. Make sure you resalt.
Yeah.
So these are minor things that just can prevent, unfortunately, catastrophes.
And by the way, us lay people know, obviously you know this, but even us lay people know that there's actually a calculation. Like when snow starts to fall, there's a number of hours that can go by before you actually have to start shoveling. But once that time frame passes, you've got to clear everything, right?
Absolutely. It varies obviously by state, each jurisdiction. Even municipalities have different time frames within which you're required to go out there and salt. But many of it is a reasonable time. But again, I don't want to get into too many specifics right now. But yes, there are different time frames in different locales.
Oh, I want specifics. I'm trying my best to stay safe, B'li Ayin Hara. It is tough out there. And just walking from a storefront to one's car, if you don't have a proper, if they didn't dig out some type of proper path for you, even a small one, it makes life really, really difficult. Ross Rothenberg is with us. InjuryLawyer.com is the address for our friends at the Rothenberg Law Firm. And they, of course, have played a major role for us when it comes to our special programming. It could be a day like Yom Ha'atzmaut or Yom HaZikaron or Lag BaOmer, or like this past Monday, Tu B'Shvat. And obviously the Kosher Halftime Show has been something that they have presented for a long time. And Ross, basically, the message. We don't expect people to literally, if they have something else to do, sit there only during halftime. We created the halftime show, the Kosher Halftime Show, for one reason, and that was simply to say that there need to be some alternatives out there. Not every family, not every person in the community is comfortable with what the Super Bowl and the NFL has to offer. So we say, you know what? Start thinking about other things you do, whether it's a Kosher Halftime Show or something else. Start thinking about other things that might be appropriate for one's family. And you've always been behind that message, so I say thank you. And I guess with all of that, we can all just get ready for Sunday.
Yes, no, it's something we're very proud to be sponsors of you and everything you've done for the Jewish community. It's something we're very proud of. And we're in tune with just about every single message you send out there. And, which is why I don't, go into it, but which is why your son is educating my son.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. The Yoshua's together. You want to
Ross Rothenberg is a big Yoshua Segal fan. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of big Yoshua Segal fans out there, and he deserves it. And as Ross has said, and this does deserve a public declaration, the folks over at TVA in Yerushalayim are doing an amazing post-high school job with a whole bunch of students. You gave me statistics just about those who are either interested or actually committed to going to the IDF, which is a separate thing, but that's amazing. But just in general, Ross, you've always acknowledged over the last few months the incredible education and atmosphere that they're getting over there at TVA.
It is a phenomenal place where the rabbis are just so part of the kids' lives that really what they are, they're role models. They're role models in so many different ways, and I couldn't be happier that that's where my son is being continuous chinuch in his education right now for the next who knows how many years. So he is a great place. And
Ross is
part of it.
Ross has already resigned that it might be multiple years. Yeah, I guess every parent.
Well, Nachum, you preach certain things. You
Exactly.
teach our children the ultimate goal is to move there, and please God, my son is already on that trajectory, so he should be making Aliyah in a couple of years.
By the way, everything you just described, you saw up close in person. You did at least one trip. Was it more than one? How many times have you been to TVA so far this school year?
I was there for Yom Kippur. I davened with him, one of the most special davenings I've ever had. And as a matter of fact, I heard Ross Segal do Kol Nidre.
Wow.
And he was up there. He led the yeshiva in Kol Nidre, and I was back about a month ago, and I had a wonderful time learning all day in the yeshiva.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's a great place. It's a great place where the kids are motivated. They're learning on a really high level, and they love it. They love this. They love the yeshiva. They love the atmosphere. It couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I saw somebody from Ramaz last night, and they were telling me just how many more students are interested in TVA and how many people they hear in general from the Yeshiva League, how their reputation continues to just get better and better. So kol hakavod to everybody there, and best of luck to your son. And a big thank you to you and your family, and we'll try to make you proud by keeping all the great programming going here. And enjoy the game. Hey, you no stress and anxiety this Sunday, Ross. You can sit back and relax and enjoy the game.
I can't. All I anticipate is the Kosher Halftime Show. I mean, I may not even watch the first half. I may just turn it on. I get an alert that it's halftime, and wait for that. But yes, no stress. Just to be.
Yaakov Shwekey is one of the most sought-after guys out there, and I think we got him to address a couple of things that you could only address on Super Bowl Sunday. So hopefully people will find the conversation interesting and provocative. Thanks a million, Ross Rothenberg. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, and mazel tov to you on your new granddaughter.
Thank you so much.
Emuna.
Name this morning, Ilana Emuna is correct. Name this morning at the aforementioned TVA. Name this morning at TVA. And Baruch Hashem,
Amazing.
Everyone doing well. Thanks so much, Ross. We should continue to celebrate Smachot.
Great talking to you, Nachum. Be well. Continue to do what you do.
Thank you so much. There he is, Ross Rothenberg, one of the great members of the Rothenberg family. InjuryLawyer.com, sponsoring our Kosher Halftime Show, and so many other great things that go on here on an annual basis at JM and the Nachum Segal Network.